The pitch. In the air. Center field. Right at Pete Crow Armstrong. Cubs win.
The Cubs win another season series against the Dodgers. It was the 7th game, so in under 7 minutes, we're going to wrap up this sweep from the Cubs. First of all, Dodgers march into Wrigley Field. Fans march into Wrigley Field thinking that they are going to take over Wrigley, but they leave with their tail between their legs. 0-2. That's what you guys deserve. Now to Wednesday. Just catch you up really quick here. It was a great game. Nothing really that we can go deep into. So, Teoscar Hernandez, 2-run single, makes it 2-0. PCA, 3-run homer, makes it 3-2. Teoscar Hernandez, 2-run homer, makes it 5-3. Dodgers, Dansby Swanson ties it with a 2-run single, 5-5. Nico Horner, sac fly, 6-5. Bullpen absolutely shut it down, 3 innings, 1 hit, 0 walks, 4 strikeouts. It looked like the Cubs missed a lot of opportunities to pad on to the lead, which you thought was going to come back to bite them. There was a couple situations that there was just like a ball that barely missed the foul line off the bat of Dansby Swanson, and Vidal Brujan overran a stolen base. Slash was kind of blocked. You thought all that was going to come back to bite the Cubs. It didn't. So, series goes to the Cubs. And the player of the series, PCA, 6 for 9 with 2 home runs, a double, 2 stolen bases, 7 RBIs, 3 runs, a partridge in a pear tree, and the Dodgers say, we hope we don't ever see you again in 2025, but we're probably going to see you in October. See you then. The offense, this team is so much fun to watch hit. They beat you in so many different ways. The team can beat you with stolen bases, which they had 9 of this series. They now have 40 on the season. That's the most in the major leagues. They can hit you to death, 17 hits on Tuesday, 8 hits on Wednesday. They can walk you to death, 7 walks on Tuesday, and then another 4 on Wednesday. They already have 7 games with 10 or more runs. They only did that 12 times in 2024. And speaking of 12 times, they've already scored 7 runs in a game 12 times in 2025. 12 out of 26 games, 7 or more runs. Let that just sink in for a second. This offense is incredible. Other ways they can beat you, they can come from behind. 8 comeback wins. 8 comeback wins. That means half of their wins so far this year, they have been behind at some point. This team is resilient, and they have slugged this year. In this series alone, 9 extra base hits, 4 home runs. They can come back because of the slug, and that's why they never feel out of the game. And then one of the best things that they do is they wear the starting pitcher down. Dustin May, 95 pitches through 5 innings. He got shellacked. He came in with a 1.06 ERA, gave up 7 earned runs in those 5 innings. Dustin May is an extreme ground ball pitcher and hardly got any ground balls against the Cubs. Cubs wore him out. The only thing I'd like to see them shore up a little bit is the clutch hitting. Now, they were 11 for 31 with runners in scoring position, but runners on third, nobody out, 1 out. There was a lot of situations in these 2 games that they did not cash those in. It almost came back to bite them. Starting pitching, let's talk about that, and let's be really honest. The starting pitching was not good. Matt Boyd was just blah. Shota was just blah. You can look at the earned runs and you can say, well, they ran into some bad luck, but at the end of the day, they were the ones that gave up the bombs. They were the ones that gave up the hard contact. The bullpen, on the other hand, was actually pretty dang good. -1 inning, 7th inning on Tuesday. If you take that out, the bullpen went on to go 7 innings, no runs, 8 strikeouts, no walks. Now, Ryan Presley did have his knee drained on Wednesday, and that's why Porter Hodge went in there to close it out in the 9th. Maybe a blessing in disguise because he was good. Made Ohtani look foolish on a strikeout. Barnes, Ohtani, Betts down 1-2-3. Cubs get the win. Defense just not acceptable. 11 errors in 7 games, 7 straight games with an error, including the 3 against the Dodgers. 6 unearned runs came from these 3 errors in the 2 games. That's not going to cut it, especially not against a really good team like the Dodgers, but the offense bailed them out. Message sent to the team, Gage Workman DFA'd after another major error, and just a young guy who wish him the best, but Nicky Lopez re-signed. He's probably going to join the club at some point. You wonder what in the world is going on with third base. Every guy that gets put at third base just seems to be cursed. John Birdie on Wednesday night goes 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. Just a quick note, John Birdie is one of the best contact hitters in all of baseball. So to go 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts, you just start to wonder if maybe the position is cursed by the ghost of Chris Bryant. And let's get way too excited way too early about the standings because the Cubs are in first place by 2.5 games over the Brewers, 3.5 over the Reds, and they have the largest run differential in all of baseball with 43 runs. But maybe the biggest deal out of all of this, the Cubs have won the tiebreaker against the Dodgers and against the Diamondbacks. In 7 games against both, they went 4-3. Against the Padres, they went 3-3, had a chance to go 4-2. But this is a huge deal because if you do tie any of those teams, that you're going to get the benefit of the doubt at the end of the season. Only thing with the Padres is they would have to score more runs than the Padres. Next up, Friday 1:20 at Wrigley Field. Phillies come to town. They're 4-8 on the road, and they're 13-12 overall this season. It'll be on Friday, Ray versus Walker. Saturday, Luzardo versus Brown, and Sunday, Nola versus Tyone. Cubs are rolling. Let's keep this thing going into May, baby.